They say chase the bag, money over everything. They say chase that bag. Hold on, let's start this new season. Let's start this new year. Let's start this new season off right. Let's chase that bag of good character, huh? Let's chase that bag of health being wealth. Let's chase that bag of being positive. Let's chase that bag of avoiding negativity. Let's chase that bag. See, we say chase the bag, money over everything. I'm not saying money over everything. What about community over everything? You heard it here from your boy, Mr. Uncut. Yeah. From this article right here, it's WTOP.
I was just reading that in the house. Look at that. That's from 2000 to 2001. Yeah, homelessness is not a problem.
Yeah, 2022, 2020, 2021.
But yeah, homelessness is not a problem in Cripple PG County.
Alright, y'all. Yours truly. Y'all know who it is. It's your boy, Mr. Uncut. And so, y'all know the mission of Uncut Live Productions is where we focus on mind, body, soul, spirit, faith, social issues, politics, community, you name it. As I always say, we keep it 100 on 1,000. We will not be paused, edited, or muted. Whatever you see, hear, hey, cards lay how they lay, and it just doesn't get no realer than that. Eyes on the community. Gorgeous Prince George's. Prestigious Prince George's, as they say. Before I introduce my guest, y'all know I haven't gone anywhere. I've been on Instagram. I will repeat my Instagram page tagline so y'all can stay plugged in and locked and loaded. It is Change Agent Now Forever. It's all lowercase. It's all one whole complete compound word. Change Agent Now Forever. Stay plugged in, because sometimes I don't always go live here on Uncut Live Productions page on Facebook, but I am available and accessible on Instagram at Change Agent Now Forever. Without any further ado, on the show I've been talking about, what we got to do as a community to make our communities better, and I have been asking the question, what does community and village mean to you? And there's no wrong or right answer, but this is a question that I feel that all of us have to ask. Doesn't matter if you're a Trump supporter, doesn't matter if you're a Biden supporter, it doesn't matter if you're an Angela Alsobrook supporter, Aisha Brave Boy supporter. Yeah, I'm going in today. Don't matter if you're Republican, Democrat. It don't matter your creed, your ethnicity.
we gotta get real. We gotta get authentic. We can't be faking the funk. We can't keep sweeping stuff up under the rug and acting like it don't. These issues don't bother us. We got public safety. We got education. We got taxes. We got public safety on the roads. We got housing disparities. We got lack of oversight. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot get away from this. And let me help you guys out. Elections is over. I'm going to say that one again. Elections is over. Inaugurations, these historic inaugurations that they've been talking about. Bowser's back in office. Westmore is now the governor for Maryland. Who else do we have? Also, Brooks is back in there. So now we all need to ask ourselves this question because stuff is happening. Now, for those who've been following the platform, know about less than a year or so ago there was a press release that was being done about the conditions of the men's shelter. Shout out to the Life Hope Project. Shout out to our honorary guest, who has definitely been a pillar, Miss Tanya Sweat. We were side by side in the trenches. And despite what they say in Prince George's County, Maryland, it seemed like anytime you talk about homelessness, for whatever reason, because they're afraid of stigma and narrative. Before I introduce my guest, I'm going to go over this article. There's an article that you can access on WTOPnews.com. It was published by Lauren Hamilton, and her email is ihamilton@WTOP.com. This article was written and published October 8th, 2020 at 12:20 p.m. Yeah, I'm being very specific because everybody say they want data. Well, now I'm going to be extra petty and I'm going to give you the data that you quote unquote that, everybody say, oh, where's the data at? We want to hear this data because for me, I don't need data to blatantly see what's happening. Life Hope Project been getting calls left and right about the conditions of the men's shelter. And everybody's cool, calm, collective, and everybody's saying, oh, we take care of our beloved houseless community. This is what they're saying. It's no such thing as homelessness in Prince George's County. You're exaggerating. You're making the county look bad. Stop talking about this. Well, I'm going to tell you what the article is. It says homelessness spike, ongoing insecurity in Prince George's County strains county services. The number of people being serviced, and these are individuals that are homeless, in Prince George's County increased. This is the 2021 annual report on homelessness. It increased from 1,893 to 1,975 people, according to data from the state's 2021 report on homelessness. Shannon Moulton, the executive director of Laurel Advocacy and Referral Services, an organization that provides anti-poverty services to many Prince George's County residents at large, ladies and gentlemen, because I know you say, well, Laurel, okay, this is what's happening. And it's ironic because I saw the same thing just like you saw. It said Laurel. Okay? Those of you who've been watching the platform, the Life Hope Project, y'all been seeing what we've been doing on a monthly basis. Providing essentials. I don't want to hear, and ladies and gentlemen, I don't really care about Miss Walla Blue Gay showing up. There were items, boxes that was posted up at Starbucks in Largo, Maryland, collecting canned goods. Okay. Well, I'm just trying to figure out where's the chef at that's going to be able to fix the canned goods that's being collected. Needless to say, I'm gonna put a push pin because I've been doing a lot of talking, right? I want you guys to hear from someone that can tell you the real deal Holyfield about what really is transpiring at the men's homeless shelter. Because nobody wanted to pay attention to my word. So, without any further ado, how are you, sir?
Good, brother. What's going on with you?
I'm doing pretty good. I know you just had to hear me ramble off like that.
Hey, that's your show. Do your thing, homie.
Can you just tell the people, I mean, you heard everything that I just said.
Right.
Just dive on in. We'll dive in with the first question. What does accountability look like to you?
Accountability is holding government officials accountable for their actions. We got too many of the county officials and police officers getting away with everything that they do and just not being held accountable for it.
I have to agree with that. What does community and village mean to you?
Community and village, I think a community, we need to go back to where it was back in the day when you and I was coming up. Everybody knew each other. Your parents knew my parents knew your parents. If one of us got in trouble in school, your folks knew about it before I did, and we all just come together, be there for one another. If your neighbor didn't have something, you came and took care of him. What you need, we got you. We don't have no more friendly police officers in the neighborhood no more. Back in the day, we knew who the police officer was. We was good with Officer Friendly because Officer Friendly looked out for us. Now Officer Friendly just comes through the neighborhood and just targets you because you look a certain way, you dress a certain way. We don't have that no more.
I can't debunk none of the answers you just gave. That's right on point. So I know you heard me just mention about you heard me read the numbers from this article. I thank God that WTOP and Miss Lauren Hamilton put this together to put it out there to educate the public, let the public know what's going on.
Right.
And the most imperative thing, I like that that this is from the state perspective too. So the 2021 annual homeless report specifically for Prince George's County. That those numbers that I read were not 1,893 for the entire state of Maryland. This was what they have been pinpointed to be able to actually see go out, whether it be if individuals are in encampments or what have you made. So these numbers are there. So I mentioned the men's shelter. You familiar with the men's shelter on Addison Road?
I'm very familiar with it. I was a resident there in 2016. I came in October 2016. My exit date was supposed to have been the middle part of January in 2018. But the men's shelter decided they wanted to put me out in December 2017, 2 weeks before Christmas, in 18-degree weather.
So I want y'all to hear that right there. Because one of the things that we have been getting from the Life Hope Project, calls of individuals being thrown out. But in the county council and those that support the county council are saying, nah, no such thing. That doesn't happen. So they put you out. What? Tell them. Just can you give a wide or a paraphrase or something to kind of let the people know, like, what is the climate like? Do they help people? Do they? Is it like? Let the people know. Everybody that's on the audience is watching. You know, let the people know. Maybe they might hear something that might, I don't know, it might click.
Back when I was in there, when you came in, they put you on one side. I think it was like the A side or the B side. I can't remember. But when you come in, it's the side on the left hand side. When you come in, you got 3 months to try to find a job, get yourself together, look for employment. If you're trying to collect disability, that's fine. You try to collect your disability. They had therapists come from QCI Behavioral in there to see if you being homeless has made you cuckoo, crazy, whatever. And that part of them helps you get your disability. But once you start looking for work, they see that you're working, you're going to work every day. Then they decide whether you get transitioned over to the other side, which you're over there for a whole year for you to save your money up. So when you're ready to finally transition out there into your own place, you'll have money saved up to make that move. Well, they got their favorites on who they want to transition over to their side, and they have the ones they want to throw out of there when they buck back at them or question them about something.
Now, I know you kind of reached out to me because you saw one of the videos that the Life Hope Project from Uncut Live Productions. You heard the testimony, and I just wanted you to, you know, lay the segue, because a lot of people don't believe that this is happening in Prince George's County, Maryland.
Everything you heard on there is true, and a lot of these guys, they don't want to come put their faces on camera, and it's what I understand, you know, because they're in the situation they're in, they don't want to be put out. I'm on here to let y'all know I'm their voice. I'm speaking for them. I'm not afraid of these people. They can't do nothing to me. They can look me up in there. I was there in 2016. I know how it operated. When I was in there, conditions was horrible. We had no heat in the wintertime. We had no AC in the summertime. It was crazy. Dirty. The ramp, the handicap ramp coming up to the place, boards was falling off. Bushes were overgrown. Caseworkers, they did nothing for you in there. People come drop clothes off, they getting first dibs out the clothes before the people that need them get them. Lock them up in the office so the RCs can't go in there and say, hey, look, we got some shoes in here if you need them. Oh, no, you got to wait till the next morning when the counselors come in. We can't go in there.
You know, this is ironic, ladies and gentlemen, because this is what's happening currently in the year 2023. And there's a lot of push for this shelter to not be over there. You familiar with the Homeowners Association over there?
The Homeowners Association, they're not really pleased that that place is over there. Not just because it houses homeless people. Some of the people, not all of them, are registrants on an unconstitutional sex offender registry that are staying there. So that's why they're feeling the way they are, and they want that shelter out of there.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's going on in gorgeous Prince George's. And might I add this in there, this is going on under a Democratic leadership. Now, I'm not telling you don't be Democrat. I ain't telling you don't be Republican. I'm just saying You know, we gotta really put the pedal to the metal and really put, like you said, being the voice for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we have money, I'm jumping out here today. If we got money, if we got over $20 million going out for unethical law enforcement, people that have been indicated, that got issues, taking lives, people that's supposed to serve and protect the constituents, and that's just one settlement. That's William Green, the Monte Ward Blake. I sometimes I catch a headache because I can't keep up with in Prince George's County. Yeah, I'm taking another shot. This daggone state's attorney, Brave Boy, how you pushing and talking about Tyree Nichols, but you got a whole Brady list of officers who are just like the officers that took the lives of Tyree Nichols. So y'all gotta stop accepting the dog and poniness, the people was like messaging me, hey, you see the state's attorney, she's talking about Tyreek Nichols, and hey, you see Westmore, he's been saying that, this shouldn't happen. And I'm trying to make sense of it, right? Because it's like, we got this stuff that's right freaking here in the backyard of Prince George's County, the Mecca, the quote unquote, what they say, supposed to be, well, I know once upon a time it was one of the top counties. I think they said it's now Charles County or something like that.
Charles County. I think it is Charles County. I could be mistaken though.
What do you have to like? What comes to your mind when you, as you being a voice for the men, the men there, and then you sit back and you see all these different, you see a lot of money that could be invested into helping our men. What's your take on that? Like,
it's sad because when you look around Prince George's County, and I've shared this with you when I spoke to you the other day, we have buildings sitting on park and planning property that's been vacant for years. We're about to spend $50 million or something for the new Prince George's hospital to be torn down and renovated or designed to be shopping centers, housing. Why can't we take some money that we have, renovate that hospital, gut it out from the inside out, turn that into a facility, state-of-the-art homeless facility, have people come in there, get them off the streets, get them clean, get them treatment, get them counseling sessions, help them get employment, get them back on their feet. Don't care what your situation was, whether you fell on hard times, you're ex-offender, sex offender, it shouldn't matter. We need to get more places up, like fix PG Hospital, the old Glendale tuberculosis hospital in Glendale, Maryland, sitting there, acres beyond acres beyond acres, just being pissed away, just sitting there. The old hospital in Laurel, Forest Haven, the old mental, sitting there, empty. But yet, we got money to do everything else, as you say, in gorgeous Prince George's. The reason why homelessness is not an issue, just not in Prince George's County, but across the country, is because there's no money involved in it. There's no one can make money off of it. When you look at it, we declare war on everything in this country. We got a war on crime, war on cancer, war on poverty. Nixon's failed drug war that's proven to be an utter failure. Even the cops have declared war on us. But yet, we can't seem to rub two brain cells together to put a war on homelessness. And that's sad.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, you know what's ironic? It's February.
Hmm?
Isn't that ironic? And we would think by this being the month of February, which is Black History Month, that we would see some real change.
It goes back to what I just said. There's no money to be made off homelessness. If you could sit down and figure out, well, not just us, but if the political swine and the big business corporations all figure out how they can make $1 million each off of homelessness, you'll see these streets cleaned up real quick, I guarantee it.
I can't say that I don't agree with that. And it just, you know, as we're talking about the homelessness, you know, because, you know, unfortunately, the homelessness are the only population without any type of legislation, any type of policy. They're really, it's just, you know, it's like they're on the strength of good Samaritans like yourself, myself, and just other people that, you know, have a heart. Maybe I'm so passionate about, you know, the homeless because I know there was homelessness. I was dealing with homelessness for over 15 years.
Right.
Couch surfing, shelter to shelter surfing, because a lot of the shelters are not as clean. They're not as safe.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have staff that always really care about the people, helping the people.
Mm-hmm.
If there is any money that's allocated for the people, somehow, some way is getting caught up in somebody's pocket, getting swindled, getting embezzled. I believe that there was a budget or something that was approved, quote unquote, for another shelter in Prince George's County that was supposed to be built. And, you know, when you look at numbers like this, 1,975 individuals. And the thing that I admire about this is only by what they have serviced. Mm-hmm. So you can presume that the number is probably higher than this, because most individuals that are unhoused or homeless, mm-hmm. however you want to say it, because I know, you know, they got this thing, you know, you got to sound politically correct. We know what we're talking about. We know
right.
what we're dealing with. Everybody is not always comfortable saying, hey, Mr. Poe, I don't have a place to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not as comfortable with that. We got people that's probably staying in cars. You know what I'm saying? Some that's just trying to make ends meet, whether it be that, they either once upon a time was staying in a hotel, and you and I both know hotel costs are very astronomical, on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. There's no such thing as $60 hotels no more. Average hotel now ranging you about $80 plus dollars plus tax. Mm-hmm. And that's not including if you got an incidental fee and a deposit. And that's not including if the hotel is going to provide amenities as food. Right. They may decide to only accommodate coffee, maybe a donut. But it's just saddening in Prince George's County. When people hear Prince George's County, they be so excited. And it's like, oh, yeah, if you only knew what was happening, what's going on.
Right.
We're seeing a shift. And it's not a good shift.
It's not a good shift. I mean, the numbers you just spoke of not too long ago, like you said, imagine where we are now with homelessness. Imagine how many people that are homeless right now.
And this was from 2021, so
Right.
we're in. Yeah, this was from 2020 to 2021, so we're in the year 2023. So imagine, ladies and gentlemen, think about this. Y'all saw the We Take Care of Us movement do a press conference. I don't know if you was aware of that. We did a press conference in regards to the $208 million that was sent from HUD to help individuals that was impacted by COVID to be able to pay their rent and, mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
The last number that I checked, it was still close to 20 million some odd dollars that was just there. And we had individuals from the Life Hope Project. I mean, people was emailing, they were calling, hey, I got a letter stating I got approved for rental assistance, but the sheriff is showing up, is at my door, I'm being evicted. What are your thoughts about that? Like,
yeah, not only is it sad, it's disgusting. I mean, we got all this money set aside to help these people, but then when they need it, oh, we can't give it to you. You got to go out on the street. COVID's over. You got to go. We'll send the boys in blue to come throw you out. They don't care. They just there to do a job. They don't want to hear your sob story. They don't want to hear, you got a letter saying this was going to get paid. They don't care. They're there to throw you out on the street. Now you're a part of the increasing homeless population in Prince George's County.
and believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all want to take this negative, because some might say, well, don't be so negative. These numbers, it's here as clear as day. You know what I'm saying? It's not about being negative.
It's the truth.
We don't, and believe it or not, I'm tired of hearing about, I'm tired of hearing about DC. I'm tired about it because, not saying that the DMV don't have its issues at hand, because it does. It has was out VA. They having some issues out in Richmond, Virginia. Tents, clearing tents and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I'm being insensitive or anything like that, because Uncut Live Productions services the whole DMV region, right? But sometimes we got to put a pause on certain areas within the DMV and kind of zone in on our brothers. We're talking 40 plus brothers in Prince George's County. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, I think somebody needs to send a letter and email. I'm going to meet up with my other colleague, and we're going to do a massive email blast. We're going to do a massive letter writing to the county council to get them to step in and figure out what's going on with the men's shelter. I think it's only right, because it's 7 days in a week, ladies and gentlemen. And only eating 3 days or 2 days, I don't want to hear the excuses. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's 7 days in a week, 4 weeks in a month, 365 days, Prince George's County. I'm just not getting it. I saw one article that there was, I don't want to say it's like 20 million, but it's sure enough close to it, where they're going to be doing something for the corridor line near Largo. I seen that there was something how the county executive got money from the governor to remodel the FedEx field area, and I'm thinking to myself, we got a shelter that's in the middle of 5K homes that really, in all honesty, if we got this kind of money, I just feel like when it comes to the vulnerable, it should our facilities should look way superb than the daggone FedEx Field Stadium. It shouldn't look like when you pull up, it look like a junkyard. I said it, because that's exactly what it looked like. Grass not cut. In 2019, we saw FTP movement. We pulled up, smack dab. We seen cardboard and black duct tape holding the window to block code it. Where did you do that at?
Right. It was going on when I was there. When I came in 2016, they said, "Oh, we're going to be building a new facility on top of the hill." This was 2016. There is no new facility on the hill. The place has just gotten worse and worse.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you happen to be, and let me put this out here as a disclaimer too, maybe you're not a constituent of Prince George's County, but maybe you have friends, maybe you have families. I want you guys to, email the council. Email the council. Don't just allow stuff like this to matriculate. Take a stance. We can't just sit back and clap our hands because of historic inaugurations. We can't just clap our hands because, these are individuals that are a part of sororities and fraternities. We can't just sit back and turn a blind eye, turn an ear because they go to your favorite church. We can't just sit back and say, well, they're my next door neighbor, or we used to be high school buddies. I don't want to be viewed in a certain limelight. I don't want to be the cause of trouble. But ladies and gentlemen, an injustice to one is an injustice to all. So if we're allowing these conditions to happen, you're just as bad as the person that's afflicting and causing this nonsense. You have anything to add, or to what would you like to tell or challenge the people about, from what we've talked about? It doesn't necessarily just have to be related to the homelessness, but it could be any of the topics that, we talked about, the education, the school board, the public safety, the ongoing lawsuits and whatnot for, unresponsible law enforcement. Final thoughts or anything like that?
When it comes to the PG House Men's Shelter, if y'all don't believe what we're saying, go by there and take a look for yourself. It's right there. You see it. Go in there, especially elected officials. Go in there and talk to these people. Sit down with them. Take 5 minutes to hear what they go through in there. Take a look around for yourself and see what goes on. Department of Social Services in Landover, they run that place. They're over top of that place. They're over top of JHP. The people they got there running that place. They're over top of them. Go in there and take a look for yourself. Hear these people's stories. I was there. I lived through it. Toilets, bathrooms were so cold, you had ice forming up around the top of the water in the toilet bowl. You couldn't even take a hot shower in there. In the wintertime, we had to go buy little space heaters just to keep us warm until the ceiling units got in. In the summertime, we had to buy window fans just so we can have air until they put air conditioning units in there, which probably aren't even working right now. Place was falling apart. The caseworkers in there, they did nothing for you. One of the guys there, he knew people that rented rooms out. He got those guys in there, but guess what? He was taking 10% of what they were paying the landlords in rent as his finder's fee. I had another guy in there with me, good guy, great guy. He just had a drinking problem, that's all. Worked a good job, still works it. When he came in, he had $7,000 in cash in his pocket. His caseworker told him, lock it up in our office in the safe so the guys won't break into your locker and take it. He did that. She went on vacation that night. She was gone for 2 weeks. Actually, she was off the third week because she was dealing with family issues. So 3 weeks she wasn't there. During those 3 weeks, the director and another caseworker came back to that shelter quite a few times in the middle of the night. Oh, we left something in the office. I had to come back and get this. I had to come back and get that. He goes in there to go get some money out to send to his kids. $7,000 is gone. Out the safe. Caseworkers, the only ones got keys to this office. The director felt so bad that she came out of her own pocket and gave him $1,000. Now, what does that tell you? These are the type of people that are working there. Yeah, DSS came down, they did their investigation. Even PGPD came down and did their job right for once, and they said it was no forced entry. This was an inside job. He never got his money back. The director got fired. People moved on to other departments. Other caseworkers, they got fired. But these are the things that are going on there. We had one guy died in his bunk. In his tighty whities. He died. Because the office staff didn't put up the chart for when people have to take their medicine, so the RCs would know. Guy went in there, he took double dose of his medication, and he died in his bunk. The morgue came, they pronounced him dead, but they couldn't do, not the morgue, the coroner. They came, pronounced him dead, but couldn't do nothing until PG detectives got there, which took them 5 hours to get there to look at the body before they could take him out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. Heard it right here. If you probably heard some noise, that was someone reaching back in contact with me. We're supposed to be setting up something to go do a pickup for clothing to make sure, like you said, we're gonna make sure that the men get what it is that they need. It's cold. We're talking 10-degree temperatures, and we're gonna make sure we continue to do what we do. I encourage you, call your local official, email, reach out to Uncut Live Productions, follow, go click like and follow the We Take Care of Us movement on Facebook. Very active. These platforms have resources that's being posted and being channeled through there on a consistent basis. Jobs, job fairs. Just you had a chance to see some of the stuff that's being posted in there. I want y'all to understand that we don't just get on here and talk for the sake of talking. We are action oriented. We are standing in the gap and trying to do our very best to meet the needs of the people, because that's what we do. We can't just depend on, when these systems fall apart, we can't just depend on people to pick themselves up. Somebody got to step in and say, you know what? We need to breathe hope. We need to, speak life, and we need to do what we can. I'm not saying you got to be a millionaire, because a lot of this don't even really always necessarily resolve what it is dependent upon money. A lot of it is dependent upon you having the guts to care.
And things, if you have any elected officials following your platform, it starts with you. We can only tell you so much from our experience, from being homeless, my experience from being in the shelter. But if you want to tackle this homeless issue, it starts with you. You need to come forward, start being the voice for these people. Help us be their voice, because they're being treated like the dirt that we walk on, and it's not right. This is a human life. Don't matter what they may have done, how they fell on hard times. That's not what it's about. We need to come together to put a stop to homelessness in Prince George's County, because there's no way a child and a woman, or a man for that matter, should not go hungry, know when they're going to have their next meal, when they're going to have their next shower. It's sad. We can't have this no more. Elected officials, it start with y'all.
Y'all heard it here first on the Uncut Live Productions platform. We're going to be here for the people. It's what we do. We're going to continue to be a voice for the people. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that accountability is whole to the fullest extent. Remember, accountability has no color. Accountability is for everyone. Y'all continue to stay locked and loaded. Continue to follow Uncut Live Productions. If you have a topic or an issue or want to voice your concern, you want to come here on the set, Uncut Live Productions would love to have you. I appreciate you, sir, for taking time out of your busy schedule. Let your wife know, so I appreciate, allowing her to allow you to be here, you know what I'm saying? Because you could be in the house, you know what I'm saying? It's cold outside, but you saw the not robbery of coming out to, just being a voice and letting people know, what's, what the real deal is, and I appreciate you for that. We're gonna continue to push for change, because as we see this broken system, some gotta give.
It's got to be fixed. We cannot continue to just ignore the issue. If you continue to ignore the issue, you're basically saying you don't care.
Yours truly, Mr. Uncut. Y'all continue to follow all of the social media platforms that I am on. Uncut Live Productions on Facebook. Go click like, follow. See what's being posted. It's Black History Month. One thing before closing out, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Change Agent Now Forever. Go log on to the We Take Care of Us movement group. I'm on Facebook, Kenneth Clark. It's information, it's different resources that's being channeled through. Let's come together. Each one reach one, each one help one. We talked about community, we talked about the village, we talked about accountability. Guess what? It's time to put that work in. It's time to be the change that we want to see. Enough is enough. Can't keep reading about history and looking at history and not learning from history. We got to look at history, see it for what it is, use it as a stepping stone to rise up and do better. That's what history is really all about. Learn the how they say the good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. Learn, okay, this worked, and learn that didn't work. We can't keep allowing things to just be as they are. Remember, like I said, speak life. Go put a smile on somebody's face. Be the reason that you make somebody laugh today. Be the reason that you give somebody hope. Quit calling our young people thugs. And my OGs, big mamas, unks of the block, stop acting like you did everything right when you was young, because you didn't. It was some things that you did. Let's be real. Just the only difference between probably what you did then as opposed to what a lot of these youth are doing now is your stuff probably wasn't as televised. But guess what? You are the antidote and you are the change that is needed for today's generation. Get up, do something, quit being a bench warmer, quit sitting on the sidelines, get active, get engaged, and let's become the change that we want to see. You just got plugged in with your boy, Mr. Uncut. Y'all go out and make it a great day, make it a great week. Speak life, not death. Peace.